Okay, so the world feels like it's moving faster and faster, right?
Mhm.
How do you not just keep up, but actually, get way ahead? How do you really stand out? That's what we're tackling today. Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping into a really interesting source called Educate Yourself Every Day and Stay Ahead of 99% People. Our mission here is to pull out the absolute best, most practical stuff to show you how learning a little bit every day can seriously change your path, make you someone people really notice. So, yeah, let's unpack this. We're looking at why always learning on your own, self-education, isn't just like a nice thing to do, it's the real key, and how super simple daily habits can build incredible results.
Exactly. And we're going deeper than just the how-to. We're digging into the why it's so important for you. This deep dive, it's about a real mindset shift. Look, formal schooling gives you a start, sure, a foundation, but your real growth, building that unique skill set that makes you stand out, that comes from educating yourself. That's how you stay ahead.
That's a really powerful way to put it. Our source makes this bold claim. School gives you the base, yeah. But self-education, that's your launch pad. It lets you leap way past average. And it's not just about collecting random facts. It's about building a habit, a daily thing that really separates that top 1% from, well, pretty much everyone else. Because most people, the source points out, kind of stop learning formally once school's done. But if you keep adding knowledge, you're building this like almost unfair edge. You think about people like Steve Jobs, famously dropped out of college, right? But he taught himself design, tech, marketing, just kept learning, changed the world. Or Elon Musk. He learned about rockets by basically reading everything he could find and asking tons of questions.
Exactly. They didn't wait for a class schedule. They took the initiative. They went after the knowledge they needed. And that, according to our source, that's the core of that 1% approach. And what's really cool is why this self-education thing is so, well, powerful for you listening. First off, it's totally personalized. Unlike school where you get told what to learn, here you follow your own interests, your goals, no boring homework on stuff you don't care about.
Right. You're in the driver's seat.
Totally. Second, it builds serious discipline. Just choosing to learn day in, day out, even when it feels hard, that builds real strength,
Yeah.
character.
The consistency muscle.
Exactly. Third, it just sparks your curiosity, doesn't it? The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. It makes you want to ask more questions, dig deeper, and maybe the biggest thing, it's always available. You don't need a fancy campus. Your phone, the library, the internet, it's all there. Like the source says, some of the world's best teachers are sharing amazing stuff, often for free. So, the big picture. Formal education helps you fit in. Self-education helps you stand out.
Stand out, yeah.
It helps you become someone people pay attention to. Driven by that idea, learn, apply, repeat, grow.
Learn, apply, repeat, grow. Love that flow. Okay, but if it's so powerful, why do most people just stop? After school, I mean. What holds back the 99%?
Ah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Our source hits on a few key
Yeah.
things. A lot of people really operate on this false idea that learning just stops when you get a diploma.
Like it's a finish line.
Exactly, like it's done, checkbox ticked. Then there's the huge wave of distraction, social media, endless scrolling.
Mm.
It's not that they're evil, but man, they eat up your attention. And your attention. That's your most valuable asset.
Mm.
The 1%. They guard it fiercely. They point it where they want it to go.
That makes sense. What else?
Well, there's the fear of looking dumb, making mistakes.
Mhm.
People hold back from trying new stuff because they don't want to seem like they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, that beginner feeling can be uncomfortable.
Totally. But the source reminds us, hey, every single expert was once a beginner, right? Mistakes are just part of getting there. And finally, there's often no accountability. No one's checking up on you, so it's easy to just let it slide. The 1%. They build their own ways to stay accountable. They track things. They know that real growth just doesn't happen in the comfort zone.
That really lands.
Yeah.
So it's fighting that complacent vibe,
Mhm.
being okay with just being okay,
Mm.
avoiding mediocrity, And accountability, making sure you actually follow through, that seems critical to break the cycle of just coasting.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. This 1% mindset. It's not really about having some amazing natural talent. It's a choice. It's small, daily decisions.
Exactly.
They're not doing magic, they're just choosing learning, saying yes to it every day, reading a few pages instead of scrolling, maybe listening to something useful instead of just complaining.
It's those little pivots. Right. So if self-education is the goal, how do we actually make it stick, make it a daily thing? Our
Mm.
source says the secret to real growth is, well, it's pretty simple. Do something small every single
Mhm.
day. It comes back to that compound effect. Tiny actions, things that seem almost insignificant on their own, you repeat them consistently, and boom, they add up to something huge. Like the example in the source, read just 10 pages of a book daily. Sounds like nothing, right?
Barely takes any time.
Exactly. But do that for a year. That's 3,650 pages. That's like 15 books. Just imagine how different would your thinking be, your knowledge. After reading 15 solid books this year, that's the power.
And the key word there is consistency. Just keep showing up. It's not about speed, it's about not stopping. Even 15 focused minutes a day, over 100 days, that's real progress, real momentum.
Yeah, you start to feel it build.
You do. And it changes how you see yourself. You stop saying, oh, I'm kind of trying to learn X, and you start thinking, I'm a learner. That shift, it's huge. And for busy folks, the source talks about micro-learning, using those little pockets of time, waiting in line, commuting for quick learning hits, podcasts, articles, short videos.
Smart. Okay, so that brings up a really important point.
Mm,
What should you learn? Because not all learning gives you the same kind of boost, right?
absolutely. Critical point. Our source really emphasizes learning smart. First step, prioritize. Don't just jump on every trend you see online. Ask yourself, what do I actually want? Where am I trying to go? What knowledge will help me get there? Follow your own path, not just the crowd.
So be intentional about it.
Very intentional. And the source gives a great example. English. It calls it a gateway skill. It's not just another language. It's basically the international language now, right? Business, science, travel, the internet. I mean, over half the world's websites are in English. It's like a tool for freedom. It opens up this enormous world of knowledge and opportunity.
Wow, tool for freedom. I like that.
Yeah. And beyond English, other smart areas it mentions are things like communication, getting your ideas across clearly, critical thinking, analyzing stuff properly, emotional intelligence, understanding yourself and others, financial literacy, gotta know how money works, and basic tech skills, obviously crucial today.
Makes sense. Those seem foundational.
Definitely. And the source brings up this idea of being a generalist versus a specialist. It suggests maybe starting broad, like a generalist. Explore different things. Find what really clicks for you. Then, once you find something that genuinely excites you, go deep. Become a specialist in that. Build real expertise.
Explore, then focus.
Exactly. It's about intentional learning, having a purpose, not just random scrolling. Ask yourself, why am I watching this video? How does this help me?
Yeah.
And always aim for active learning. Don't just consume. Write stuff down, summarize it, try explaining it to someone. That's how it sticks.
Okay, that idea of English as a gateway really makes you think differently about it. So how do you actually get that global advantage it offers?
It really boils down to consistent language immersion, daily exposure. The more you see it, hear it, use it, whether it's English or coding or anything, the more it just becomes part of you.
So just surround yourself with it.
Pretty much. And it's not about being perfect from day one. It's about building comprehension, understanding, and confidence. And confidence. That doesn't magically appear before you start. So many learners wait until they feel ready. Big mistake, the source implies. Confidence comes from the practice, even the messy, imperfect practice.
Start before you're ready.
Yes, because that leads to real empowerment. When you
Wow.
master something like English, suddenly you can apply for jobs anywhere, study abroad, understand global news directly. You're not boxed in by language anymore.
That's huge freedom.
It is. For daily English practice, the source suggests simple things. Read one short news story each morning. Write just 3,005 sentences in a journal. Learn maybe 5 new words a week, but actually use them. Watch short videos with subtitles, then try without. Even just reading out loud to yourself helps. And crucially, learn in the language. Read about your hobbies, but find articles in English. Listen to talks you like in English.
That makes it more engaging, too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got the mindset, the daily habits, what to focus on. Now, the practical side. How do we actually learn faster and better? Our source says it's not about luck or talent, it's about having good systems. So what does that mean for you listening?
Yeah, systems are key. And a big part of that is understanding passive learning versus active learning. Passive is just taking info and reading, listening. Active is doing something with it. Writing, summarizing, discussing, applying, teaching. Active learning is way, way more effective for actually remembering and understanding stuff deeply.
So less couch potato learning, more hands-on.
Exactly. One really powerful active technique mentioned is the Feynman technique. You basically try to explain a concept simply, like you're teaching a kid. Wherever you get stuck or use jargon, that's your weak spot. You go back, relearn that bit, then try explaining again. It's brilliant for clarifying things, especially tricky stuff like grammar rules or technical concepts.
I've heard of that. Sounds effective.
It really is. Another big one is spaced repetition. This is about reviewing new information at increasing time intervals, like review it tomorrow, then in 3 days, then in a week, and so on. This tricks your brain into holding onto it for the long term. Lots of apps, like Anki or Quizlet, are built around this.
Ah, so that's why those apps work.
Yep. And the tools themselves. Keep it simple. Flashcards work, digital or paper. A voice recorder on your phone is great for hearing yourself speak. Language apps, sure. Good online dictionaries for context and pronunciation. Nothing too fancy needed.
Got it. So beyond the techniques and tools, how do we actually weave this into daily life? Building that routine seems crucial.
Absolutely. And here's maybe the most important line from the source for this. Discipline beats motivation. Motivation comes and goes, right? Some days you feel it, some days you don't.
Right. Yeah.
But discipline, having a routine, that means you just do it, whether you feel like it or not. That consistency, that's the engine of real progress. And the advice is, keep it simple and sustainable. Don't try to commit to, like, 3 hours a day right off the bat. Start small, 15 minutes. 30 minutes. It's not about the length of time, it's the frequency, the daily habit. Pick a time that works for you, morning, lunch break, evening, and try to stick to it. Make it automatic.
Like brushing your teeth.
Kind of, yeah. And tailor it. Make the routine fit your goals. Need vocabulary, flashcard time. Need speaking practice, record yourself or talk out loud. The source even gives a sample 20-minute English routine. 5 minutes on vocab, 10 minutes reading or watching something short in English, 5 minutes writing a sentence or speaking a quick summary. Super focused.
That sounds manageable.
Totally. And track your progress. Seriously, just putting an X on a calendar each day you do it, seeing that chain grow, it's surprisingly motivating. Miss a day, no big deal. Don't beat yourself up. Just start again tomorrow. Aim for consistency, not perfection.
Good advice.
Also, set up your environment. Quiet space if you can. Turn off the phone notifications, close the extra browser tabs, minimize distractions, and finally, take a moment to reflect. Maybe once a week, ask, what did I learn? What was tough? What was easy? How can I tweak things for next week? That keeps you improving the process itself.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered a lot, from mindset to daily habits, what to learn, how to learn it faster, building that routine. It really feels like self-education isn't just about cramming facts. It's more like building a way of life, right? A commitment to always be growing, no matter where you start from.
That's exactly it. It's the core of what people call a growth mindset, believing that your intelligence, your skills aren't fixed. They can grow with effort. It's the opposite of thinking, oh, I'm just not good at languages, or I'm not a tech person. A growth mindset says, okay, I don't know this yet, but I can figure it out. That belief, It changes everything.
It unlocks potential.
Absolutely. It turns challenges into puzzles, mistakes into lessons. It keeps you focused on your own journey, your own improvement. That's how real transformation happens. It's how you build a meaningful legacy, how you elevate yourself.
Yeah. And it's not about being perfect tomorrow. It's just about being a little bit better, a little bit sharper than you were yesterday. Asking better questions, maybe communicating a bit more clearly, thinking things through more deeply. That's the progress.
hmm
You don't need to be flawless. You just need to keep going.
And in the end, this whole education thing, it's not just about getting knowledge, it's really about freedom. The more you learn, the more options you have. The more confident you feel stepping into the unknown, the clearer your view of the world becomes and your own unique place in it.
That's a powerful thought to end on. The future really does belong to those who keep learning. So, be one of them. Stay curious, stay consistent, and never stop growing. Now, for you listening, just take a second. What's one thing you'll start learning, or maybe go a bit deeper on starting today? Think about it, and maybe even share that idea with someone else who's ready to grow with you.